Why would you add 2 hours of pay? Well, because you called me at home on Thursday, remember? You asked me to check my emails. You actually asked me to respond to a couple of the emails because they were time sensitive. So anything after 5 p.m. is now considered freelance time, and I have a minimum of 2 hour pay that I require on my own time. And I saw that you put it as overtime? Yes, of course I put it as overtime. It was over the 40 hours that I had already provided you for the week. I just don't know if upper management's going to approve this. I don't know if they're going to approve the 2 hours. What do you mean you don't know if they'll approve it? Did you ask them for approval before you called me at home and asked me to do work on my own time? I don't know how you're going to figure this out, but I worked. And again, anything after 5 o'clock is my time. And as a freelance contractor on my own time, I require a minimum of 2 hour pay. So I don't know how you're going to pay it, but I worked those 2 hours. Your generation is something else. If by something else you mean we don't let corporations take advantage of us and guilt us into giving them every possible moment of our lives for barely any pay, sure, I'll be something else. The only something else I'm worried about is those 2 something extra hours that I'm gonna be getting paid. You understand?
All right, so in this particular situation, yes, when you have a contractor, the contractor is not, if they're a freelancer, they are not an employee. There's a big difference. So a freelance contractor is typically working for a particular project for a set amount of money or a set amount of hours. And so you want to make sure as an employer that you really iron out the details of any type of contract with a freelancer. If your contract says 40 hours per week, then yeah, anytime after that, the person should be eligible for some type of overpay. Time over the 40 hours. Now, if they're an employee, that's a different situation. Why? Well, because employees have set schedules, but you also need to understand whether they're considered exempt or non-exempt. And that's something that certainly myself at Bloom & Beacon HR can help you really understand the difference between a non-exempt employee who's eligible for overtime and one who's exempt who typically does not receive overtime. So the key is, yes, you have to honor whatever contract you may have with a freelancer, but then also understand for employees, is your employee non-exempt or are they exempt? So the key is you do have to respect people's time, you have to respect their boundaries, but also make sure that you're having that communication up front at the beginning of the project, at the beginning of their hiring process as well.